What's up, guys, and welcome back to Cruising with Crab. Buckle up, you are along for the ride. Today, we're going to be talking about social media. Social media is a great tool. However, it can really take over our lives so easily, especially people who have never, and this can affect any generation, by the way. Doesn't matter if you're born from the 90s, doesn't matter if you're born from the 80s, 70s, etc. It really doesn't matter. It can consume you so much if you don't know how to balance your life, like anything I've talked about on this channel, things that I've struggled with, things that I've improved with, from alcohol addiction to either a smoker, the other stuff, if you're a guy, if you know what I mean. That I made a video about that, from how it's not hard to be normal, part 2. You could see it in my videos and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But people really do struggle with social media. And yes, it's a great tool to use to get businesses out there. YouTube, for example, like I use my Instagram. I'll put it in my stories. It's a good thing, right? Obviously YouTube's the main platform that I've been using it for mainly, so anybody can just see it if I post it. You got your hashtags, all that stuff. So yeah, there's some great things with it. You can also build some really good relationships with people that you meet that watch your videos. And this even goes with video games too, guys. Like I'll tell you this, this would be a great video to talk about that can connect to this in another part. My buddy who I mentioned, besides my sister, I've known this guy, God, since I was like 15, 14. I think I met him when I was 14, and I met him actually playing a video game on PlayStation 3. And now this person and I live in the same town because his wife's from the same town that I'm from. We never crossed paths though, she and I, but it's funny now that we lived in the same town for so many years. But there was a time we didn't talk for a couple of years, and not because nothing bad happened, just life gets busy. And yeah, basically we've been friends ever since and continue to be friends, and it's awesome. And we just talked briefly yesterday. Like it's nuts. Him and his wife just had a baby that arrived yesterday, and we just talked briefly. Right, it's one of those things we try to stay in touch. Obviously, we're both very busy with our lives, but yeah, like I said, we gamed for a couple of years, and then finally it's like, and we would talk on there was video chat, because I remember the PlayStation 3 didn't have a lot of games on there back then. And I remember we'd just be like, oh, let's talk on the video chat. But in that time, we're both kids, still in school and all that. We didn't even have jobs, right? At that time, we were just kind of like just chilling, whatever, good old days, you want to call it. And then that built a friendship over that. I also became friends with one of his other good friends, and he's somebody I still try to stay in touch with. But again, it's and by the way, these two people, and I mentioned Scorpios and stuff. These guys are both Scorpios, and that tells you something. That's a compliment. So to Scorpios that are watching this, I love you guys. You guys are the best. You guys are the most loyal, trustworthy. Love you guys. You have no idea. That goes for men and women. You guys are amazing. Yes, I've had some shares with some Scorpios, but it's pretty rare, I will say. If you want to say we have some flaws. But yeah, that has been the great thing about the social media aspect, because it still does count with video games. You're talking with a headset and you're gaming. And yeah, and we would have never met each other. Maybe we could have met in some other aspect. There could have been another universe where we actually were, but that was pretty amazing. So, and that's something I'm very thankful for, right? I didn't even own a phone at this time, by the way. Like when I went on Facebook back then, I had to go on my actual desktop computer that my family and I had, and I'd log on Facebook. I remember it'd take a while to load. Now we have these phones. Like I remember, like guys, I didn't even get a phone, and I didn't want a phone. I got it because I remember I was going away I wanted to buy those things you get at the drugstore. I can't think of the word right now, but they're like the yellow black cameras, and you get like 40 shots. And I was 17. I think I was 17, and I got my phone. We were going down to Orlando, Florida, and I remember we were going to go to the theme parks there. And my dad's like, I think it's time you get a phone. I'm like, I don't know. I don't have a lot of people I talk to. Even now, I still talk to very selected people, right? So, but I was like, fine, I'll get a phone. Like, I actually was against getting it, and I got it, and we went down, and I found like, oh, this is amazing. I can take as many pictures as I want, right? I got the second generation of iPhones. I remember my sister was the very first one in my family to get an iPhone, and she, I think, didn't really even want it. I think no, I could be wrong, because she had a flip phone, but I didn't own a flip phone. I didn't have any use for it. I didn't, right? I just would talk to some people, go to their door. I was still kind of like, old school that way. I still am in some aspects for sure. But yeah, that's it's pretty funny. I look back and go, damn, I was really against getting a phone. But anyway, I got the phone, and I noticed it got bad with me for a lot. I would struggle with addiction with the phone and be on there and go, oh my god, so many hours went by. But like, it's like anything, right? And also too, I was consuming video games too, so that was also a red flag there for me, right? But again, you just think, oh, this is just normal. We have phones. You really start to notice it's not normal though once you have once you actually start to see how much you are consuming on your time, and that you could be doing more things with it, being more productive. There's a huge difference. So it took me a while to, and I didn't really have anyone telling me. I would watch videos and stuff, things that would tell me like, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. But again, it's like anything, guys. It goes back to the foundation, of my video, like with my weight journey. The only way you're going to change is if you come face to face with yourself and say, no, I'm gonna select a new reality, and I'm gonna go with it, right? And you stick to it. You get back on the horse, which is a famous phrase that the power of I am says. It's like you start reacting into your 3D, and you just get back on the horse. You didn't mess up. You didn't mess up or anything. And by the way, guys, I want to say something, because this has also happened to me before, and I need to be honest with you guys with that. I was talking about like semen retention and all that stuff, and um, that for me was probably the toughest one. I'm not going to get be careful what I say. I'm not telling you guys how long I've been doing this for. That's no one's business. That's no one's business. You don't even tell anybody that. I don't care who it is. You don't tell anybody that. That's a very, like, it's and basically, if you don't know what that means, it means you only release when you're with somebody, right? You know the details there, but there were times where I would do really well for like a month or so, and then boom, it happened, right? And I say this to people, and this is something I should have said in that how it's hard not to be normal part 2 video. I'm going to make this an add-on. Is when you do, relapse, if you want to say, and it goes with manifestation. Don't be reacting like, oh no, oh crap, right? And again, get rid of the time factor if you can, right? Yes, we are humans. We have this world. We use time for a job. I'm not saying you forget what 9 a.m. is. I'm not saying you don't show up to your job at 9 a.m. Like, no, you use it. It's just a navigation thing in the 3D. That's all it is, guys. You're just navigating through this 3D. So don't worry so much that, oh, like I can't have time anymore. Like, I still wear watches. I'm not wearing my watch today. It's really hot outside. But you can still do whatever you have to, right? It's fine. Like, you can still talk to somebody. It's like another phrase from the power of I am. Power of I am is it's like you're telling somebody Santa Claus is real, but he's not real, right? You just go with the flow. Doesn't matter what you say. Honestly, look at how you sneeze or you cough. You can't help it. You just express it. Okay, that's normal. Or if you're at the doctor's and they hit you with the hammer and your leg does that, you're like, whoa. You just go with the flow. Doesn't matter. You stump your toe on something, you go fuck, right? It's natural. Doesn't mean just because every time you're going to be like, oh my God, I just hurt my toe. Fuck. Well, I guess I don't have my dream job. I don't have this anymore, right? Yeah, I don't have my SP, which I have no idea how the fuck that even relates to it. But see, we let our minds just take control of it. And like I said, you guys, you're going to be going through a lot of addictions. Not well, I should say a lot of addictions, but when you're trying this, guys, and like I said, it's going to seem like it's working against you, but that's actually a good sign. It's a good sign because you're learning that, oh, that's my old self. It's screaming to be heard, right? That's like another good phrase I heard from the Power AM. It's someone said, one of his clients, and it's the truth. Like it's going to seem like crazy. So that's what I'm saying, guys. The reason I bring up that is if you somehow relapse in anything, either it's like drinking or whatever, don't think it's the end of the world. You just go with the flow. I don't care if you still feel like you have that shame in you. You just deny it. Deny, choose B, right? Again, from the Power I Am, you just deny that shit. You choose who you are in the present, and then you just be it, right? That's all you have to do. So again, it's like social media. What I recommend, I'm going to wrap up this video because there's really not much to say after this, but with social media, and I check it every day, find a moment of the day that you want to do it. I wouldn't recommend checking your social media if you're about to go to bed. You're laying in bed. That's such a trap. Maybe if you're in your house, leave your phone in your room and then check it later. I get it if you have a business, you're trying to run clients. Maybe you can disable it, go to your settings on your phone, figure something out that way. That can help. Or you could, there could be another way you could do it. There's different options out there, guys, for everybody. Or if you really want to, I mean, what do you do when you're in the bathroom? I'll leave it at that. You could use that as your time. Wash your hands, though. But you know what I'm trying to say on that. I hope you guys know what I'm trying to say. And don't turn that into a dirty deed, okay? That is meant for, I'm just saying, that's like a way you're trying to kill time, right? It's no different. Someone would read the newspaper doing their business, right? If you have to use that as a time, go for it. You'll start to notice, though, and I mean, you're going to still have that sense like, oh my God, it's that I'm missing out on things. There's some people who that does not bother them at all. For me, though, that was a bit of a struggle. So I found ways to just navigate through that, and it worked out. So you just have to, I guess, like I said, guys, if something like there is such a thing as good. I made a video about, your feelings aren't the truth. That feelings, your only feelings that are the truth are the ones that you identify with, that you know to be true. So if you get an intrusive thought out of nowhere, like this person's a backstabber, and you're like, no, he's not. It's an intrusive thought. Now, if you let that thought take control of you, yeah, that guy is a backstabber. Guess what? You may not see it now. You may not see it tomorrow if you want to talk about this in 3D time, whatever. But you will eventually see it if you continually keep seeing it, right? And even if you are denying it, and like I told you guys, the people that I have basically revised people that I've just interacted with, and I did this for fun, by the way. And like I said, the more you don't care about it, the more it's less on your mind. And like I said, it's okay if it does come to mind. It's a normal thing, right? Don't let that consume you in some sense that this is the end. If I'm thinking, oh my God, like I'm getting this thing interfere in my life. It's like, guys, no, it's so easy. That's what I'm saying. Just keep following the instructions. Watch my videos. You want to get into even more depth with it, go watch The Power of I Am. Eric's amazing. And yeah, it's great. And, and shout out to Eric, bro, if you're watching this. Eric sent me a nice message over WhatsApp, and I think he commented on one of my videos recently, and I basically got that guy's like, hey, buddy, you keep doing what you're doing. I'm ultra proud of you because, again, and the guy knows, and Eric knows that I respect this guy so much because there's a lot of people on YouTube who literally do not credit him, and you guys know that I credit this guy every time I mention him because he deserves it. He deserves it. Great guy, and I'm very lucky. Again, that's a great thing about social media. I'll leave it with this. If it wasn't for social media like YouTube, I would have never discovered any of this stuff that Eric of The Power I Am discusses. It's the truth. Also, like my sister who does YouTube, hers is all social media. She does Instagram stuff as well. Social media has its pros and cons, guys. It's like anything. But if you know how to use it for the right thing, you'll be fine. Just realize that anytime you get like a feeling like I shouldn't be doing this, then don't do it. Either if it's has nothing to do with social media, it can be anything, guys. Drinking, semen retention for the men out there. And it's gonna feel like, my God, I'm not enjoying my life. But I promise you, stay on the path and you'll be fine. And I'll use the analogy again with the horse. Get back on the horse. Yeah, just because the horse stopped doesn't mean the manifestation is over and you have to go back to the beginning, right? No, you just get back on the horse. And even if you're going back on that horse and you're still getting those thoughts like, oh no, just keep denying that, man, and right? And it's something Eric left me on one of my comments was, not what was it, the truth, or it was having faith in self is always, every time you have faith in self, you will never be defeated. You will never be defeated if you have faith in self, because everyone is you. The world is you. Everyone is you. The world is you. It's so important, guys, that that's how reality works. And anybody can do this. It's simple. It really is. Just have faith in self. All right, guys, I'm going to end this video here. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys on the next ride. Peace out.